Big reminder to stay safe out there. Weather Authority Chief Meteorologist Dan Cianca. Who can complain about this weather, though?
Well, I mean, it's gorgeous out there if you like warm weather. I know a lot of folks actually that live in like the Monterey Peninsula don't actually like the heat. Yeah, you like the cool air. That's why you live in Pacific Grove. You like the fog. So it's been a little different for you. But I think a lot of us do enjoy a few warm days here and there. Now, I will say one thing. If the weather setup that we had last night with the wind in the hills occurred in October, we would have had red flag warnings out in place across the region, fire weather warnings. But because of those hills being nice and green and juicy looking hills, nice and grassy, well, there is some moisture in the grass, and that's some good news considering that it's going to be hot and dry over the next couple of days. Offshore flow continues around this area of high pressure, which is slowly edging in and will be really centered over us tomorrow. And as it does so, it will keep heating us here on the central coast. Now, as we look at Futurecast overnight tonight into tomorrow, you're not going to see any clouds show up. But I do have the wind arrows on there, and as you can see at 8 o'clock tonight, we do have a light onshore breeze coming in. But notice through the overnight hours, those winds shift back offshore. This is really the drainage wind. Now, that happens every night. It's a natural cycle that occurs when you have mountains and valleys next to each other. The winds go up the mountain usually during the day as heating is different along the different sides of the peaks, and down the valleys at night as the dense cool air pools like water and rivers that flow back toward the sea in the bay. So our drainage effect will be in place, but the offshore flow will enhance those drainage winds tomorrow morning. So offshore flow plus drainage winds pushes that air right to the coast. And with that, the sun coming up tomorrow will warm that air pretty quickly. And we're going to be looking at temperatures in the 70s, closing in on 80 degrees all the way to our beaches as we head into the late morning hours tomorrow. So it's going to be a warm start to the day. We'll get a little bit of a sea breeze kicking in the afternoon. You see the winds pointing back ashore as we head into the later portion of the day. That'll keep us comfortable, but another very warm day here on the Central Coast. You may be tempted to head to the beach with temperatures like this, mid-70s, but keep in mind that water temperature is cold. We did have some upwelling, some colder air coming up from the bottom of the ocean along the coast, and that's kept temperatures on the chilly side. Yeah, dip your toe in there. You'll know what I'm talking about. Winds southeast 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow we'll switch to the northwest in the late afternoon. Swells only around 2 feet. UV index is high. The sunscreen, especially for skin types like mine, you would definitely need to use it. 79 in Santa Cruz tomorrow, 80s. Well, everyone should use some sunscreen. You want to protect yourself from those UV rays, right? 80s in the San Lorenzo Valley, 83 in Scotts Valley, 78 in Capitola. We get to the top of Highway 17. You'll be in the 70s tomorrow as well. Watsonville, 82 for you. Mid-80s in Salinas. That would be a record if we hit that 86. The record is only 83 tomorrow. 84 in Hollister and Marina tomorrow in the 80s. Monterey tomorrow in the 80s. That would tie a record. 80 also in Carmel. And then farther south, the Salinas Valley. Nice and toasty as well with mid-80s. So very warm temperatures for late March. Even warm temperatures for late April or late May, to be honest. So we look for the next 7 days. Temperatures cooling a bit. Onshore flow resumes on Thursday and Friday, and we'll cool on into the weekend with seasonable conditions, partly cloudy skies. Watching for some rain early next week. Not seeing a big system in the forecast, and models are really all over the place on timing, but right now the best guess I have is around Monday. We'll be keeping an eye on it for you. Inland areas toasty for the next couple of days, then also participating in that cool down into Easter weekend. We're watching for rain chances next week. Stay with us. We're back after this.